Hi, my name is Natalie. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. I like making crafting tutorials, particularly farmhouse style. That's one of my favorites. And today we're going to be making another recycle project. Since a lot of you liked the last recycle project, I thought I'd give it another whirl. So this time we're going to be using wine bottles. Now, if you don't have wine bottles, that's okay. You can always use mason jars or any other jars that you have on hand that you haven't tossed in the recycling bin. I also did purchase a few items from Dollartree along with Walmart. I'll be showing them to you in the video along with listing them in the description box below. I'd like to take the time out, as always, to thank everybody that has already subscribed, liked, and left your wonderful comments. They really do mean so much to me, and they are helping my little channel to grow, so thank you. So now I ask all you newbies that are watching me for the first time, if you can do the same. Like, subscribe, also hit that notification bell so this way YouTube will inform you when I'm here again. You can also follow me on Instagram at natcreatescrafts. So let me grab my wine bottle. Don't judge, and let's get crafting. For this project, we're going to be using 3 glass wine bottles. But like I said, if you don't have wine bottles, you can use any glass jars or vases that you have on hand. Jute cord, burlap ribbon, Waverly chalk paint in the colors Plaster and Truffle, Mod Podge, paint brushes, a lavender pick, glue gun, glue sticks, scissors, and a cutting plier. We're going to start by using our Waverly chalk paint in the color Plaster, and we're going to be painting our bottles from the top where the neck is down to the bottom of the base. You're going to apply 2 coats. You're going to work one section at a time, making sure it's completely covered. And then when you're done, you're going to make even strokes from top to bottom, working one section at a time. Remember to let each coat dry completely. That's what your bottle is going to look like. Now we're going to be using our Waverly chalk paint in the color Truffle, a damp paper towel, and our stipple brush. You're going to start by applying the paint onto the bottle like you were distressing it, just a little heavier. You're going to work one section at a time since the paint dries quickly. Then you're going to take your damp paper towel and you're going to rub the paint in, kind of like you were doing a stain. But remember to keep your strokes up and down and work one section at a time because the paint does dry quickly. Once you're done, you're going to continue the process, adding a little bit of the truffle paint and then taking your damp paper towel and rubbing it off. If by chance you happen to rub off a little bit too much, like right here, just take a little bit more of that truffle paint and paint it on, and then just brush, or rather rub it right off. When your bottles are all done, they're going to look like this. I would also suggest putting a coat of Mod Podge to protect the paint from chipping. Now we're going to work at the top of the bottle. We're going to use some Mod Podge and our jute cord. Make sure you apply a generous amount of Mod Podge on the opening, working one small section at a time. You're going to hold the jute with one finger and then slowly wrap it with the other. And you're going to twist the bottle and guide the jute, so this way it comes out evenly. Just add a little bit of Mod Podge as you go. You don't want to put too much on the entire bottle because it's going to get messy. And you're just going to continue to rotate the bottle and guide the jute. Once you get the jute to a certain length that you feel comfortable with, you're then going to bring the bottle up top and then start twisting it. This just makes it easier to guide the jute as you go. Add a little bit of Mod Podge, then continue to spin the jute around. Now we're going to do this until we get to right where the bottle curves, where it stops curving, and then secure the rest of the jute. When you're all done, it's going to look like this. Now we're going to go back with the Mod Podge and we're going to apply a generous coat on top of the jute to seal it. I usually put my bottles like right in front of like a small fan to speed up the drying process. Now it's time to apply our burlap ribbon. I take the ribbon and I measure it around the bottle, leaving about an inch overhang. Cut it, and then we're going to glue it right to the center. Once the glue dries, we're just going to pull the ribbon tight, and then we're going to secure the other end with some hot glue. Now it's time for our flowers. We're going to use one pick for this entire project. I cut the 2 longest stems and I arranged them into a bouquet, and then I put them on the bottle so this way I could see how long to cut the stems. Then we're going to hold the 2 sprigs together, add a little bit of hot glue right where the flowers end, and we're going to wrap the jute from the middle all the way to the tip to form a small bouquet. When we're all done, we're going to cut off the end, and that's what our little bouquet is going to look like. Now I'm going to take a piece of jute about 12 inches and I'm going to make a little bow right in the center. Once I'm done adjusting it the way I want, I'm just going to cut off the ends. Now I'm going to place a bit of hot glue to the back, and I'm going to angle my little bouquet at a diagonal and glue it to the bottle, and then hold it until the glue dries. This is our first bottle all done. Now we're going to go back to our pick and we're going to take 2 stems. I then pick off all of the little flowers that are on there because we're actually going to be using the stem to form a mini wreath. So I take the wire and I start to bend it to make it look like a circle. I'm going to be using 2 stems to complete this. I then attach the stems together using some hot glue. You can use floral wire if you'd like, but the hot glue worked just fine. Then I'm going to take my cutters and I'm going to cut the little ends where the flowers were attached. Now we're going to take some jute, add a little bit of hot glue to that frame that we made, and we're going to wrap the jute around the entire frame. I wrapped it about 2 times just because I wanted it a little thicker. When it was all done, it looked like this. Now we're going to take the little flowers that we picked off. They come in a pair, so what I did was I just cut the end off with my scissors because we're going to be using single pieces. I then started gluing them onto the little wreath form, overlapping them one on top of the other, until it was completely covered. Then I cut even smaller pieces of the flowers and I just tucked them in the wreath wherever I saw it needed filling. When it was all done, it looked like this. Then I made a small jute bow, put a little bit of glue in the back, and then glued it to the top of the wreath. Then we're going to glue the wreath onto our second bottle, and we're going to hold it down until the glue dries. Now our second bottle is all done. Now we're going to make our third arrangement. We're going to be making a swag. So you're going to cut 2 stems about half the length, and you're going to bend each end to form a U. Then we're going to glue it together. Like I said, you can use wire if you'd like, but the glue holds just fine. Then we're going to take little individual sprigs and we're going to glue it on either end just to fill it up. This is what our little swag is going to look like. Now we're going to take some hot glue and we're going to use our jute, and we're going to wrap the stems just like we did with the bouquet. I wrapped 2 layers of the jute just because, like I said, I just like it a little thicker. After we're done wrapping the jute, it's going to look like this, and we're going to make another little bow that we're going to glue right to the center. Then we're going to glue our little swag right to the center of our 3rd bottle, and we're going to hold it down like the others until the glue dries. And now our 3rd bottle is done. When I was all finished, I decided to add a little sprig of boxwood and the lavender at the top of the bottle using a simple bow. Our bottles are all finished and I absolutely love them, but like I've said in the past, you could choose any kind of flowers you like, but you know me, I love purple. I'm glad I added those sprigs to the top. It just gives it that finishing touch. Thank you so very much for watching. Remember, you can also follow me on Instagram at Nat Creates Crafts. Please like, leave those wonderful comments, and don't forget to subscribe. So this way we'll be seeing each other next time. Until then, happy crafting and take care.